Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina, and I'm going to react to a random video that I just saw the thumbnail, and I was like, what's this? I should react to that, because that looks like a video worth reacting to. So, let's just start the video. Let's see what happens.
You described yourself back then as a beautiful girl. So if you were a beautiful girl, why do this?
Yeah, I liked my body from the beginning and to now every step, but...
This has to be a joke, right? Tell me this is a joke. This isn't a joke? This is a real... No, this can't be real. This can't be real. She's got really giant breasts. And, wow. I mean, this is like an SNL skit, but... I mean, SNL sucks, so In Living Color. It'd be like an In Living Color skit. She is very dark, and the hair is very not white, and she's German. I gathered that much, but she can't be for real, right?
But, like the boys, like their brand new car, they love to work on it, and if they see, wow, nice results, let's find this piece, and so tuning is a little bit more than this.
Well, there's a work in progress. A lot of work going on, a lot of body work going on, that's for sure. 24 procedures. What?
I have no idea what she just said.
Aside from the obvious, what have you had done?
Also, when we last met, I was much smaller. Also, actually, I have 7,100 cc each. But not only my skin color changed. Also, in meanwhile, also I've realized that my eye color has changed, my eyebrow color has changed, and also my regrowing hairs are more black, also more darker, and going curly.
So we should explain this a little.
Hold on. Yeah, explain that.
Really? Because this Change Martina has come around because of these tanning injections, and it was one of your surgeons that recommended that you should use these tanning injections because you weren't getting the deep tan that you wanted just by going out into the sun. So how was that kind of sold to you? Was it explained that this would be a side effect, that you could get a very deep tan and that your eye color would change?
Yeah, also when in the constellation they said it will tan the skin more than if you go only in the sun. But for me, this new medicine works especially good. Also I have to say I didn't inject myself. The doctor did it. Also there were 3 injections. And
the voice she talks, it is so fast, and I can't. It's really hard to understand what she's talking about. Maybe we will understand. We just keep listening. But I think this is a lost cause. I don't know what the hell she said. It's not the accent, it's the way she speaks with the pitter-patterness, and I can't really follow along that well. So she said she gets injections to make her skin more tan, and she changed her eye color and her eyebrow color. So she had blonde hair before and blue eyes? Did she have blue eyes? Lady, did you have blue eyes? Oh, here we go. I seem the same color. Was she like pure white before? Or was she just like darker before? Is this like a reverse Michael Jackson thing? And how does she sleep with those things? They're just so large. How would you sleep with those things attached to your body? I mean, I can imagine that this has to be incredibly difficult to work around.
So this has happened after 3 injections?
yeah, in the middle of January.
Wow. And the injections, am I right? They're £170 a time, so they're not cheap to have. But they're also unregulated.
Look, she's sitting like this. Can you imagine what this is doing to her back? Not good things. Gonna have some hyperlordosis going on. Some bad sciatic pain. I'm telling you, the knees are gone. The knees will be gone.
So nobody really, it's not gone, nobody knows how safe they are, I think is what I'm trying. Do you worry about your safety taking these injections?
No, we had a long consultation in January, and it seemed to be safe. And all time, I have no side effects, only being more attended in whole body.
I'm really proud of it. Yeah, the one controversial aspect here, because we interview people all the time who want to change their appearance, people who see their bodies as ongoing artwork, all well and good, that's absolutely fine, but you have stepped into the realms of controversy by saying that you now identify as black. Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, not only my whole body, not only the appearance changed, also my feelings and my beauty idols. For example, a little bit after when I met you, I was in a swimming pool with a lot of white people, and some just came from the tanning bed with a little bit medium tan. But when I saw them, wow, it's going to be strange. They're all so pale, and yeah, this medicine.
But I get that. I understand that people will obviously they're going to react, but it's the fact that you say you identify as black.
I don't want to fight the black people. I do it for myself. It is not a media attention. I'm just talk with them who want to talk with me, because I'm really proud that this medicine works for me so well, and I can feel in myself that I'm changing to a black woman. I know that I'm a black woman, but I have to say I have to learn more about.
This is very similar to identifying as a woman when you're a man. But here's the thing. Glancing, she could pass for a black person if you're just like not even really looking, but you would actually have to take a little bit of a gander in order to figure out if she was like actually a black woman, you know? But technically, she is now a darker color, so it's not entirely false. But is she actually a black woman? No, she's a German lady. I don't know how white she was before, but she's not a black woman. You know, people whose ancestors were from Africa. So if her ancestors were her ancestors could be from Germany and maybe 2% from Africa, and that would be like a technicality. But I mean, then we're going into some places I don't feel like going into. So she wants to feel. Does she actually want to feel like a black person, or does she just want to feel like a person with darker skin? Is the question.
About all these cultures, and that's the reason why I'm going to be in January. I want to go to Africa to learn more about the cultures, to avoid misunderstandings.
Okay, well that answers that question.
But you
know about the cultures and the person's self.
But you understand that race and colour is much more than skin deep. It's heritage and pedigree and tradition and history and struggle. It's all of those things that you can't hope to get anywhere near with 3 tanning injections.
No, but also
You could say the same thing about women, but men have no pushback when they identify as women. So why are they pushing back on her? It's technically the same thing, right?
All these steps, also having black curly hairs and going to change also my nose to really African version, also more wider here,
and having further surgery.
And also have blood implants. I like the curves of black women, and I want to get them step by step. But also I have going to.
See, now this was a guy pretending to be a woman. He would try to prove that he wasn't born a guy. He was actually born a woman, just in the wrong body or some weird shit like that. Or something like that. But she is very well aware that she is not a black person, but she is identifying as a black person. So she knows she's not, but she's identifying it as if she is. So it's very much like the trans thing. Except the trans activists and some of these autogynephiles, men pretending to be women but get turned on by it, they're pushing to like invade spaces and stuff. Could you imagine if this lady was pushing for legislation so she could, people who could identify as black people, and you could put it on your license, or you could put it on your birth certificate? Like, could you imagine that? People wouldn't stand for it. But, I mean, it took women a long time to get to vote, so I'm not surprised. I mean, women are easy to push down and silence them and shut them up. So I'm not surprised that the men took over and are now pretending to be us. But they can actually never actually be us, because they've never suffered. Trans women have never suffered through history as women. They suffer through history as trans women. So unless they're willing to erase their entire history to be identified as women, I would probably back up on that Looney Tune train of thinking. But you also think that I'm like high rambling right now. But I'm thinking that women are so easy to push down and shut up. And where I was going with that is that men who are pretending to be women or identifying as women, they'll never actually be women, because they don't have any men dominating them, because it's them. Aside from the Republicans who are pushing back on them because they want to take over womanhood and our spaces and everything. So there are men pushing back on that. But you don't see a lot of those in comparison to white men pretending to be women. You notice a lot more white men. I wonder why. Is it because maybe black families wouldn't be cool with it? Or do you think maybe it's just because this is a white guy thing for the most part? I wonder. There are so many questions I have. And this lady sparked them.
Africa, in different countries. Also, the most invitings for Kenya. It will be my first step to meet the people in person and to learn more about the histories. But I know Africa has a lot of different...
If she wants to pass as a black person, she's got to do something about the voice. You know, it's like the trans women who they still have the deep man voice. It's like, you got to work on the voice. Her voice is way too high pitched to be a black woman, because black women have more like deeper, soulful sounding voices. She don't got that. She's got that like high pitched, squeaky, kind of voice. So she'll have to work on that if she wants to pass.
States, and I have a lot of fans and friends all over Africa. I'm going step by step, visit different countries to learn more about the culture and to find which of these countries is matching most to mine.
Okay.
Myself.
All right, Martina.
It's fascinating, Martina. Thank you very much indeed for...
Thank you for your time.
Well, I wish that lady the best of luck. She doesn't seem like she's a jerk. She just seems a little out there. So I wish her the best. Could you guys comment below and answer any of those questions I had when I went on a slow drift off into high ranting land? Well, it wasn't really ranting. It was more like just floating off into a thought that continues. Anyway, if any of those questions that I had during that phase of the video, if you had any answers to those questions, could you put them in the comments below? And could you also like and subscribe, join our memberships? That really helps us continue this channel. And, well, take care of yourselves.